Started at 120 somewhere. 120, 120, I'm on the way, and 5 now do I see. 125, 130, 130, and 5, and 40, and 5, and 5, and 50, and 5, and 5, and 60. £155,000 I've got. 160 I'm looking for. 157 I'll take. 157 I've got. 160, 162, 162 I've got. 164, 166. £164,000 on my left-hand side, a lot of bidding. 166, 168, 170, 170. At £168,000 I'm bid for the first time. £168,000 back left-hand side for the second time, doing at 168,000. Yours at 168, and it's E220. Thank you.
Getting the property for 168,000 was father and daughter team, Martin and Natalie.
Natalie and Martin, congratulations.
Thank you.
Right, let's start from the very beginning. Who saw the house first?
I think it was... We both saw it in the auction catalogue, did we, Dad? Yeah. Yeah, we saw it in the catalogue, and with several others, and then we went to auction, and this was the last one. Of 4 that we bid on, so I really wanted to get this one, and it was the favourite as well, so it all worked out really well, yeah.
The favourite being the last is always really difficult to know how to judge it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what sort of budget had you set aside on the day, Martin?
We'd set 172 as our top on this one.
Right.
And it sold at 168, so that's a nice little 4,000 bonus.
Absolutely, quids in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got it for a good price. What is it about this property that you liked so much enough to want to buy it?
The potential on it, you know, it's a nice 3-bed semi. It's got its downfalls at the moment, but, you know, we get our builders in, look into what's the best plan of action, and we'll make it hopefully an awful lot better than what it is at present.
Absolutely. I mean, it can only get better.
Yeah.
And, of course, let's not forget that amazing garden.
Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? Real nice family garden. Yeah, I think someone would be pleased with that. Nice. To get the house up to standard.
See, the thing is you're right there. It's a nice family garden, Natalie, but the only thing that does give it its drawbacks, the fact that it's not quite a big family house, because upstairs is small.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do to combat that very small space you've got up there?
Well, there's a few suggestions we've got. So we're going to speak to the builder. We're thinking we need to either make the 3rd bedroom a little bigger so it can actually incorporate a bed in there so it can be classed as a bedroom, go up into the loft, so maybe to 3 to 4 bedroom house, and then maybe do an extension here at the back as well to make it bigger downstairs. So there's lots of different options, so we've just got to weigh it all up and speak to the builder and see what's doable.
Natalie has renovated 2 properties previously. She works as an office manager for the Highways Company, while Martin is a taxi driver, locksmith and landlord. Well, there's an interesting combination. When it comes to this property, Martin will be helping out with the practical issues, while Natalie will be looking after and sourcing materials. Seems like they've got it all sorted. Or have they?
So why have you bought this? To rent out, to keep long term, or to flip and sell on?
That has changed so many times already, and we only took the keys today.
Is that down to your daughter's fault? So come on, Natalie, make up your mind. What are you going to do with this place?
I don't know.
Oh, no! So why don't you know? Are you waiting to see what happens?
Yeah, I think we're waiting to see what happens at the end. I've got one that I rent out currently, so I might add that to the portfolio. Might end up flipping it. We'll see. Once it's done, then get the agent round and...
But you see, that is all dependent on how much you're going to spend here.
Well, yeah.
Because if you knew that, I think if you're going to keep it long term, it's definitely worth spending the money and extending, because then you'll get a better rental, and just over a long term, the property will go up much more in value.
Well, yeah, I know. We need to... I think it's going to rest on the builder a little bit then on Saturday and see what he comes out with some sums and see
no
what
pressure
he
for
says.
him then.
Yeah.
I said this one was definitely all about the sums, didn't I? Getting the builder in to give her an idea of costs will make things a bit clearer on what Natalie will do with this house.
And Dad, where do you come into this? Come on.
The labour.
The money?
Well, I help out where I can.
So what can you bring to the table here?
Well, I tend to... I mean, we obviously have builders to do building work, plumbers to do plumbing, etc. But I'm pretty good with my hands, and I can do most other things, if you like, in the house, and it obviously helps save Natalie money.
Martin, I know you're a locksmith and a taxi driver. How are you going to manage to give your time to this project as well as all that?
I'll give 3 days a week, so I'll be here 3 days a week. Obviously, no taxi, no locksmithing for them days, and then the other 4 days I earn my money from the taxi and the locksmithing.
Natalie, you have had a result.
I've got a good dad, haven't
Your
I?
dad is amazing.
A simple renovation needs a new central heating system and windows throughout. They've set a budget of £20,000.
I think if it's just a simple renovation, we're thinking about 4 months, aren't we, Dad? Because
Yeah.
obviously we both work as well full time, so we're not going to be on it 7 days a week. If we extend outwards, especially, maybe we're going to chuck an extra month onto that. So 4 to 5 months.
So who's the one that sits there that's strict with the spreadsheets, making sure everything's done and ticked off?
Natalie.
Yeah, that'd be me. I've got a spreadsheet already. I've got down costs and got all the budget worked out. So we'll see how we get on.
But Natalie, that's exactly how you should be,
Yeah.
so well done.
Thank you.
Guys, I'm really excited to see the outcome. Do you go up into the loft? Do you extend? We will find out, but thank you very much for joining me today. It's been really lovely meeting you both.
Lovely, thank you.
Congratulations, thank you.
Thank you.
I love Natalie's enthusiasm for this project, and Martin, her dad, is definitely doing the fatherly thing in keeping her feet firmly on the ground. I just hope she manages to make a decision about what she wants to do with this property. Is she going to extend? Is she going into the loft? She needs to think about this before she starts the work, because that will be key to making sure she makes all the right choices. An essential lesson to learn if she wants to turn this into a full-time career. You can find out how they get on later in the programme.
Earlier, we saw this 3-bed detached house bought for £168,000 by practical Natalie and with the moral support from her dad, Martin. This was property number 3 for the duo. This was a story about proportions, the tiny kitchen, tiny 3rd bedroom and 100-foot garden. There was plenty of room to expand upwards and outwards, but Natalie wasn't sure what she was going to do with the property at all.
So why have you bought this? To rent out, to keep long-term, or to flip and sell on?
That has changed so many times already, and we only took the
Is
keys
that down to
today.
your daughter's fault?
Yeah.
So come on, Natalie, make up your mind. What are you going to do with this place?
I don't know.
3 months later, and it's time to find out how father and daughter got on and what Natalie decided. There's no sign of an extension here, so what's happened upstairs? In the bathroom, it's nice to see that the pea green has been flushed away and replaced with a modern white suite. And look, that tiny 3rd bedroom has been made bigger by taking some space from the master bedroom, while the master bedroom itself feels bigger thanks to the removal of the built-in cupboards. But no extension up here either, so why not?
Well, we spoke to an agent and they said to us with the extension that it wouldn't really be worth it, and that we'd only recoup back the money we put in, so we decided in the end that we wouldn't go ahead with the extension, and if somebody wants to do it in the future, there's loads of opportunity to extend out there at the back.
Well, even without the extensions, Natalie has done a great job at creating a feeling of space in this once cramped house.
It was really dark before and quite dingy, not very attractive, so we wanted to really make it light and bright. The new windows have let loads of light in, and then doing it in neutral colours has let a lot of light in. And my dad done all the decorating. He doesn't let me do it because I'm not good at it, and I agree with him.
So, Dad's been hard at work on the decorating, just as he promised. What else has been done?
The bay windows was a big challenge. The guys that fitted them spent one whole day on each bay, replastered throughout. It's totally rewired. It's got a new heating system put in it, new ceilings throughout the property. Just basically tidied up everything that we could. Took walls downstairs to make it a kitchen diner. We put patio doors out onto the patio and into the garden. I'm very pleased how it's turned out.
It's all looking fantastic, but how have father and daughter got on working together?
We do get on well. There's times I have to bite my tongue because I feel like I need to say something, but what I have to always bear in mind, it's her project. It's not my project, it's hers. Natalie's definitely the boss.
Natalie had better buy Martin a Best Dad of the Year mug, because it's not just inside he's been working on. The garden shed and patio have had a full renovation too. Natalie had set no timescale, but a budget of $20,000. So, how much did she spend?
We've spent a little more on the budget. We didn't factor some things in originally, so we've spent around £30,000. It's took 3.5 months. We've had a really good team in. I'm pretty good with scheduling everything. I make sure everything's moving along okay, getting the materials in on time. And we just work really, really hard every evening, weekends. So we're really pleased it's coming on time, well, coming before time. So yeah, really pleased.
Time to see if all that hard work and the extra budget has paid off, as we invite 2 local property experts to share their thoughts on this newly renovated home.
I think the changes they've made to that property are fantastic. It's a really good job. Moving the wall in the bedroom to create the slightly larger 3rd bedroom was a very, very good idea.
I'm very impressed with what I've seen. Like the work that's been done here, very neutral colours, very modern. So yeah, I think it'll be, sell quite easily. It is a bonus having outside space, because obviously the more space the better in a property. It can be used for an office, it could be used for family room. So yeah, really impressed with that. Really looks good.
Good the agents are impressed, but having purchased the property for $168,000 and then spending £30,000 on it, what can they get for their $198,000 spend?
I feel that this property would resell at in the region of £210,000.
I think the property could resell between £210,000 to £215,000.
That maximum $215,000 would give them a £17,000 profit, minus the usual taxes and expenses.
That seems a little low to me, as we've already had a estate agent in and valued it, and he valued it at quite a bit more than that. He valued it at $250,000, so...
So a bit of a disagreement about the valuation. What about rentals?
If the property was rented, I feel that a figure of £800, £825 per calendar month would be achievable.
I think the property could rent between £800 to £850 per calendar month.
The top £850 per calendar month rental gives them a healthy 5.1 yield.
Yeah, seems a reasonable rental to me.
Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable. The agent said that we'd probably do about $850, so it's pretty much on the level.
Well, it's decision time. Originally, Natalie didn't know if she wanted to sell, rent, or even move into this property herself. So, Natalie, it's time
for making your mind up.
Still undecided. I need to go home tonight and we have a talk about it and really make a decision, because obviously it's all done now, so it's ready to go. I need to make a decision quick.